So if you are wanting to macro for green essence in Anime Vanguards, then this is a macro ready tutorial just for you. So this is my lineup. You literally can use whatever troops you want. I honestly could do this with just Vegeta, but so what I am gonna do is gonna head on over to play, and we're going to come over here. So obviously you do want to have, what we're gonna be using for this video is tiny tasks, and I will have my website linked in the description. You'll come down here. This is just everything in regards to AFKing with tiny tasks and how macroing and all that, but you're going to visit the trusted source, and this is the tiny tasks website. You're going to click version 1.77, and that will download tinytasks.exe. Open that up, and you'll be met with something like this. So now note, there will be a bit difference from yours to mine. So this is my preferences to it. So I'm going to set it to continuous playback, because if you do not set it to continuous playback, it will not play a certain amount of times. Obviously though, you can just put in a certain amount and it'll play through that many times, but I will do continuous playback because I don't know how long I'll be gone or how long I'll AFK. The next thing I will do is always on top. Now this is very, like, the reason why always on top is just so I can see if it's recording whenever I'm making a new macro, or if it's playing whenever I'm testing that macro. So those are just my settings, and the one that you do of course have to always have is the continuous playback, and I'll do have to have recording hotkeys. So the reason why is so when you're recording the macro, obviously Control-Shift-Alt-R is fine. You don't want to have to switch tabs, and that would mess up the macro because it will record the switching tabs, and that can ruin the whole thing. And then playing through the macro, because say you click up here, then it's going to come over here, and say you're clicking start new round, it's now just clicked onto Roblox instead of clicked new round, because now it has to move tabs. You just want to have settings set for that. And for this tutorial, we're going to be using playback speed set to 1. What you're going to want to do to actually farm the green essence is pick the map you want to farm on. So I'd honestly just pick the one that you're most comfortable and is like just the easiest for you, because you want to be able to do this as fast as possible and as efficient as possible. And also, if you're wanting to AFK this, do note for your device, this is my preference, I will set low detail mode on everything, and I will lower the crap out of my graphics, but for the visual quality of this tutorial, I will leave those settings on. I'm going to pick legend stage, and out of preference, I like to do double dungeon. It's just a preference. Remember, you don't have to pick it. But as you see, I've cleared this one 41 times, 52 times, 22 times. I was getting Igris. But so I like to do swinging a sculpture just because it's a preference, like I said. So what we're going to start off doing, you want to have this to where you can reuse it and do that over and over. So what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm not going to move my camera, and I'm going to walk an inch forward right here. I'm going to look straight down, and I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to align this bar down here with my troops. Control-Shift-Alt-R, and I will start recording. So I'm going to click yes. And the way this is going to work is pretty much I'm just going to play through the game real quick as I record it, and I'll explain after this time lapse. Also remember, like, everything you do will be replayed back infinitely. So like, say I click stage info, click off stage info, it'll do that every single time. So do not say like get in and adjust your settings or anything, because it will play that through every single recording. So say I turn off graphics and then turn them back, it'll turn it back on, and then it'll turn it back off, and it'll keep doing that infinitely. So I wouldn't do that. So as you see, I would prefer to AFK with low everything on graphics, on everything possible. Just note that you don't want to have, like, you don't want to adjust this while you're playing, because that will mess it up, like I just said. Just wait till you finish and then save the recording, and then you can adjust your graphics settings from then on, or do it beforehand. What I've noticed is a lot of times I'll use money units, and it's like the boss isn't that strong to need like to upgrade my units. So, and sometimes the money you get is different, so like it won't like fully upgrade the money units, or you won't get everything done. So it's like I prefer, like, the money you get from the wave is the same, so just like keep placing down troops. Like, you don't even have to upgrade them. They're super easy bosses. Nothing about them is hard, so there's no reason to have to upgrade them. Also, if you do notice, I am clicking every time I play something. I'll come down and click. This is just as like a hopes that if I say don't have the money to place it down, I place click, it'll say you don't have the money to place it down, and then I'll continue to have it, and as you see, it'll move it around, and then I'll place it down somewhere else. And as you see, you don't want to do things like that, because that Roblox icon will open up. Sometimes that'll bug and be stuck up there. Just make sure you think of any possible reason why the macro could fail and try to avoid doing it. As you see, the boss will spawn in, and just like that, the boss disappears. So now what you're going to want to do is sometimes more troops will spawn in before or after, or more will spawn in or less will spawn in. So what you're going to do is just wait a bit. This will just help prevent the macro from overlapping. So as you see up on the top, it goes to 5:30. I'm going to just wait till around 5:45 because I know for a fact sometimes waves can go on for that long. And I'll start clicking through, and make sure you do a lot of additional clicking. I'll just keep clicking, maybe even auto click a bit, if I want to. And then we're going to click replay, and then you're going to pause the recording. But pretty much besides that, then you can save the macro. As you see, I've already saved it, but now this will allow you to open it up. I have a few macros right there ready to use whenever I want to use them, and I know how to position my character and everything to do it exactly every single time. And you can do exactly the same thing. Now, if this video helped you out, make sure to leave a like. It'll be much appreciated, and I will see you on the next one.